Welcome to the pod. You're listening to What the Reality with me, Cassia Roberts. We are back with another Toxic Tuesday episode. We are talking Summer House reunion link. Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson breaking up. Khloe Kardashian's new reality show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. New spinoff was officially announced. And of course, we're talking about Atlanta, Rhode Island, Beyond the Villa, and the Valley. Make sure you guys give this a 5-star rating and a comment wherever you listen to your podcast. Welcome to the pod. You're listening to What the Reality with me, Cassia Roberts, and we are back with another Toxic Tuesday episode. You guys, this episode is bittersweet. I still have one more episode here, but this is bittersweet because this is like one of my last episodes I will be doing from my room in my parents' home where it all started. I am moving, not in 2 weeks. I'm actually moving in literally like 3 to 4 weeks. I think I'm moving in 4 weeks, and I won't be broadcasting here anymore. So it's going to be crazy different. Where I'm moving though, the lighting is spectacular. It'll be natural lighting. So it'll still work out, but I am taking off like soon, 2 weeks off, and we're going to see about, I'm taking off 2 weeks for sure. I'll let you guys know the next episode, because after my next episode, I'll be off for the next 2 weeks, and I have to see. It might be 3, but I'm going to try not to make it 3. But yes, I'll be off for 2 weeks. It's bittersweet. It's one of my last episodes in this room. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be so sentimental when I create my final TikTok video for like my makeup content, because I've been doing makeup videos at this vanity since I was 23. When I really started taking TikTok serious, like 23. Okay, I always say I started taking TikTok serious. I didn't start taking TikTok serious until like last year, honestly. But I was making makeup videos and stuff and everything, doing my makeup at this vanity for years before there was even a TikTok. So yeah, it's getting pretty sentimental. How are you guys doing? It is Toxic Tuesday. And Toxic Tuesday, without a fail, always brings the most toxic, trashiest stuff you can think of. Summer House. Let's start with Summer House. Summer House, if you are late, there was a reunion leak. This happened Friday morning, around 4 a.m. if you were to be up at those crack hours and to log on to Twitter, Threads, wherever you get your Bravo's news from, you would see that there was a full at least 2-minute reunion link, and it was audio from the Summer House reunion. Who was speaking in it? It was actually everyone was speaking in it. I think we heard everyone except for Bailey, Lexi, Dara. I think we literally, and Jesse. I don't think we heard Jesse in there. There is a 2-minute audio of Amanda and Wes defending their actions. And Amanda is very combative. I spoke about this on my TikTok. She has a lot of cadence in that voice. She had a little bass in that Trump. She was speaking with very contention and diction, apparently, about defending her relationship with Wes, which honestly isn't even a relationship. What I love the most about that audio is how Mia's like, you go from being married, not saying your marriage was great, to being one of Wes's side bitches. Like, what are we doing here? That it better stay in. This reunion leak, this has never happened. Obviously, talent is allowed to have phones on stage. This is going to change the game for talent moving forward. They are not going to be able to have their phones at all now. They will not be able to do that. This is literally changing the game. They Bravo did an investigation. They were taking this very serious. I can't even share it with you guys. If you missed it, sorry. I can't share it with you because it's not allowed. This is copyright, and Bravo owns, and NBCU owns this audio. So whoever has leaked it, they were clearly a part of that reunion stage. It was not the talent. There was speculation that it was actually Wes, and that he's been trying to get fired because he's just like over it. He can't handle it. But they apparently, Bravo has wrapped up their investigation. They found that it was someone actually behind the scenes. So it was someone that works for Bravo. They have been fired, apparently. We don't know who it is. Andy was very upset. Bravo was very upset. They released a statement. Clearly this was true. So I'm glad we heard it. This reunion is about to be something. From what it sounds like, Amanda and Wes are riding to the wheels fall off. They don't think they've done anything wrong. In the audio, you can hear Amanda saying, you can't help who you fall in love with. You also hear her go back and forth of like, oh my gosh, like I was married, we had to be careful. And then it's like, I'm not married. Like she definitely was flip-flopping to kind of fit for her story. But like I said, I'm just shocked that Amanda has this much diction in her voice and this tone with Sierra. Like you would think they were never friends. She genuinely thinks she's done nothing wrong. And that's because Amanda is someone whose self-worth is in the gutter. This is someone that genuinely believes their worth is associated with men and whether they're in a relationship or not. And now that Wes is like the first guy to really give her some attention and really console her, she's like, oh my gosh, like I have to go for it. F all my friends, F the friend group, F the kumbayas, F Kyle Cook, F Sierra Miller. That is what she's thinking because she's like, oh my gosh, this man likes me, though he has a roster of women. Sierra calls her a snake in the audio, and she said, you actually can't help who you like. And I actually agree with that. You actually can't help. If you like someone and you feel like you shouldn't be liking someone, you better turn it off. Turn it off. There's a such thing as turning it off. And I think, like I said, Amanda is a weak person. I never would have thought in 2026 I would be Team Sierra. I have expressed in the past that I am not the biggest Sierra Miller fan. However, I have no choice but to be a Sierra Miller fan. That said, if Sierra gives Wes any ounce of attention moving forward, if they are to be on the show together, I don't know if they will because we know Amanda will be on In the City. If she gives him any sort of attention and falls back into it, we will have no choice but to step back completely. I think she is just seeing fury right now. She's like, I can't believe this is happening. I think in some twisted way this needed to happen. I also talk about this more on my TikTok, how I just think that they're not taking it as serious, Amanda and Wes, because Sierra is a Black woman. And I'm saying that. I feel like they think because she's a Black woman, she can handle this. I think they also think she's already going to have the public opinion because she's a Black woman. Because she's already going to get that edit. So I think they've already accepted their villain role and they're like, oh, she'll be fine. I didn't hear any apology in there. I did not hear any apology in there. The reunion's going to be heated. I don't think the reunion comes out until sometime in May. Which makes sense because next month is May. I don't know why I just thought it was March. Yeah, that makes sense. Next month is May. So if you guys did not listen to that audio, I hope you can find it. It has been taken down. I actually have it screen recorded. Don't want to rub it in your face, but I have a real one. A friend of mine was on Twitter and she screen recorded because she knew it was going to be gone. But I am not playing the screen recording because the podcast, I'm trying to do big things with the podcast and I don't want to be copywritten, all this stuff. I don't have time for that, like then it's like getting an LLC. Like who really has the patience to get sued? Not I, but I think the fans have actually helped Andy and Bravo find who the leak was. That person has been terminated. I think it was an inside employee. And that's that. That is that. The leak was very telling, is all I will say. The leak was very telling because it just showed that Amanda and Wes, they really do not give an F and they have no remorse at all. Moving on to some other news. Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson have broken up. I mean, hey, honestly, did we see this coming? I knew they weren't posting for a while. Um, this was reported on Saturday, I believe. And she has a couple of statements. So first of all, she went to her Instagram story and gosh, let me see what her Instagram story said. Her Instagram story says something along the lines of, you know, playing house. Let me get her Instagram story up because there's a couple of statements floating around right now. I have her official statement and then I have her IG one that I want to read because the IG one revealed that they had been broken up because he was cheating on her continuously. She said cheating. Oh, here we go. Okay. She said, oh my gosh, this is so freaking annoying. Okay, guys. She said cheating on me. Cheating had me around your whole family playing house. Here, I got it. I'm like, maybe I should be more prepared. I am prepared, but like, there we go. There, I have like several statements up. I'm gonna read her Instagram story. She said, cheating had me around your whole family playing house, got cold feet, holding you down through all of your horrible is in caps, you guys, horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. If you're watching me on YouTube, you see me blinking continuously. Oh my gosh, I love Megan Thee Stallion so much. If you listen to her music, and I've talked about this on one of my episodes, if you listen to her music, she is one of the very few female rappers that I genuinely enjoy. I am not a prude. However, I am a lady. So a lot of times the female rappers, I'm not a big rapper fan in general. The most rap I like is honestly Drake, Travis Scott, Don Toliver. I'm not a Chief Keef, NBA young boy. Like, I don't really listen to rap. I'm never gonna be a rap girl. I love the vibes. I love the K Tronada. I love the R&B. I love soft feel good music. I love beats. Unts, unts, unts. Not unts, 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 but You know what I mean? So when I say Megan Thee Stallion is one of my favorite people and rappers, I genuinely mean that. I think she has the sweetest heart, and I think when you genuinely listen to what she raps about some of the realest stuff. And, you know, her family history is very checkered. You know, she lost her mom, her grandma, her dad was in prison most of her life and then passed away. She doesn't really have a connection with her intermediate family. Just as she was blowing up, she lost her. It was either her mom or her grandma. I think she lost her grandma who was raising her after her mom had passed. And I just know for her to be around someone's family, it would have to be very serious. I know Christmas and Thanksgiving, she was responsible for cooking the whole feast. And yeah, I want Megan Thee Stallion to find love because I even feel like in the midst of everything, the Tory Lanes of it all, the people are continuously coming for Megan Thee Stallion or kind of praying on her downfall. They say she sucks as a rapper. They call her a hoe because of the whole Tory Lanez drama. A lot of the men resent her, the fact that Tory Lanez is in prison when he's not even that good of a singer. It's auto-tune. I really pray for Megan Thee Stallion. I really hope that she does not let this one experience deter her from love. I understood that her and Klay Thompson were actually dating for a while before they even went public, which I thought was even smart. He had named a whole boat out of her. He called it like the St. Pete. I think Pete is her maiden name. And because her name is Megan Pete. They purchased a home together. He got her a car. I don't understand how he purchased a home with her and then honestly, you know, just you're not ready for monogamy. That's what it says. She said holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during a basketball season. And apparently he did not have a good basketball season at all. At all. And then she said, now you don't know if you can be quote unquote monogamous. So apparently there was some sort of conversation had that he was like, I don't know if I can be monogamous. And just to be clear, Klay Thompson is well into his 30s and he can't be monogamous. Obviously, apparently his history of dating includes Coco Jones. There was this other gorgeous girl, and I was just like, what? Laura Harrier, an actress. And apparently all of those, he has cheated on them. Klay Thompson is 36 years old and is claiming he cannot be monogamous, which is insane. And apparently, yeah, he just hasn't been doing that well. The basketball season, from what I was told, it wasn't doing that great. She was making a lot of appearances at the games, and then it got to a point where I think she had stopped coming. Probably he advised her to, I'm not playing the best, you know? Either way, my heart really breaks for Megan Thee Stallion because she is someone that is a lover girl. I mean, guys, she dropped a whole song. That song was, we want to talk about music catalogs. We want to talk about music that ain't good. I will say Lover Girl was a terrible song. But I respect the fact that you love your man so much that you were willing to remix an iconic song and fail. Anyway, I love Megan Thee Stallion. Let's get into her official statement regarding the breakup. So apparently she caught him cheating on her several times, and the gag is apparently he was cheating on her with a WNBA star. Her name is Lexi Brown. Lexi Brown has addressed those rumors and says that she is not a part of it, though there were accusations that apparently in her close friend story, she was posting DMs between her and Klay Thompson, and Klay Thompson alleging that his relationship with Megan Thee Stallion was strictly for PR. I don't... First, why would it be for PR if she's cooking Thanksgiving and Christmas? Second of all, if this woman, this WNBA star who apparently is like fresh meat, if you know this is a PR relationship, what makes you think your relationship would be different? Also, why do the men that are famous instantly go to, oh, it's just for PR? What is it benefiting for Megan Thee Stallion to be in a relationship with a basketball player? Just like Klay Thompson, what is it benefiting for you to be in a relationship with a rapper? Like, you don't have a bad reputation. What would be the trade-off? So this is what the the WNBA star said. Lexi. She said, I've seen what's been being said online, and I want to be clear, none of it's true, and I have no involvement in this situation. This week marks the start of an important and exciting new season for me, and my focus is fully on that. Now, Megan Thee Stallion did give a statement to... She gave a statement to Complex, I believe. She said, I've made the decision to end my relationship with Klay. I don't know if this was for Complex. This is a statement, though. She said, trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiables for me in a relationship, and when those values are compromised, there's no real path forward. I'm taking this time to prioritize myself and move ahead with peace and clarity. Yeah. So that was her official statement. So obviously she alleged there that there was, some fidelity issues, and that is a deal breaker for her. Unfortunately, her past relationship with Party, not Party Next Door, who I love, Party Fonte, a rapper, a try to be rapper, because he got one hit, and I think it was Cardi B. He also cheated on her, and she wrote that in one of her songs, how she came home and he had another girl in their bed where she lays her head. So I do wonder I'm going to stay tuned for Megan Thee Stallion's next song, because that's one thing I do love about the artists is when they are pissed off or coming from a bad relationship, they create very well music. Celebrating Beyonce's Lemonade while we're at it, okay? It marked 10 years over the weekend. She made a post this past weekend with collab of Sir Davis. She had 3 lemons in her hand. Am I ready for Betty Black, the alleged next album for Beyonce? No, I'm not. You know, the Met Gala is next week. Met Gala Monday. Or is it the following week? I think it's next week. She is on the board. She hasn't been to the Met Gala in 10 years. The album's coming. I say I'm not ready because I'm just not ready. Thankfully, it's an album and not a tour, but I know there will be a tour next year. It's just like, I'm so ready, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready for my edges to be snatched for this next album. However, I'm excited for some new music. But that's an example. Lemonade being some of Beyonce's best discography, her best music, and that all came from the whole Jay-Z of it all and him cheating. Meg Thee Stallion will be creating a banger. Her best songs are from haters, honestly, whether it's the ops in the industry, the men, or whether it is a breakup. So I'm looking forward to her next song, and I'm looking forward to finding out how she caught Klay Thompson cheating, and if it was a WNBA star indeed, because Megan Thee Stallion is definitely a lyricist, and she would definitely put that in her lyrics, okay? Moving on, it looks like Hulu is very much embracing the age of reality TV. Given all of the drama with Netflix and, just subscriptions rising, Netflix, I don't know what to do about Netflix, you guys, still, because Running Point is out, the second season. I really want to watch it, but I really want to watch without ads. But I don't want to pay $30 a month. Are you serious? Are you joking me? And then are the other tiers locking premium content? What's considered premium content? What's the point of having Netflix? You don't have access to all the content. This is honestly getting insane. That aside, it is a good time to be a Hulu reality stan. I hear Vanderpump Villa 3, season 3 is really good. And Hulu, they had their reality TV, whatever. They do something where they make all these announcements. It's like a press conference, but it is like a press conference. They invite a bunch of press, and then they invite their most popular reality stars, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. We know they are filming again. We know Taylor Frankie Paul was asked to film. I don't know if she's filming with them. We know Dakota is not going to be involved, and Jordan's not going to be involved. But we also know that there is a confirmed Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Orange County. I had no clue there was a huge Mormon county in Orange County, but a huge Mormon community in Orange County. There's a woman on there that when I saw her, I was like, that looks just like Macy. It finds out that is Macy's sister. Let's meet the cast. It looks like Jennifer Affleck is moving to Orange County and she will be a part of it. I think who I was most shocked to hear that is joining is Bobby Atloff. You guys may know her from, her viral interview style. A lot of people compared her to Funny Marco. She has this dry sense of humor, and really blew up, like I would say in 2022, 2023, randomly just from interviewing these huge celebrities. An infamous interview that a lot of people, oh my gosh, and it's literally Sukiana. It's with Suki. With Suki, that went pretty viral. Her one with Drake, which I think had to be taken down. People were saying they were allegedly sleeping together. I don't know. They were in the bed for that one. And then obviously her one with Funny Marco, which was really good. But the one people really know is Suki. So Bobby is going to be on there. And I think I knew she was Mormon, but I forgot. But I know she's not with her husband anymore. And I'm pretty sure she's dating. It's no shame. I'm just gonna say this is a white woman and she's dating a black man. And I just thought that was interesting because her ex, maybe it's not interesting. Maybe I just had maybe I shouldn't have said that. But she's dating a black man now, okay? Okay, so who's a part of the cast? Aspen Ovard, Avery Woods. Okay. these people have an insane amount of followers. So who is Avery Woods? An influencer known for her lifestyle and family style TikTok content where she has 2.6 million followers. She's also the host of Cheers podcast, which hails from Alex Cooper's Unwell and is married to her husband David. But I'm like, is everyone Mormon on here? Oh yeah, she is Mormon. Oh, but she says she's the opposite of Mormon. I think the OC girls will be very chill. Like I don't know if they're even gonna be Mormon. Salome Andrea. I actually love that name. She is a part of Mom Talk. She has 1.6 million followers. We have McCall DeProne. So this is Macy's sister. McCall. I've never heard of a name like that. I actually kind of like it. These names, man. And we have Chandler Higginson, who does not have a huge social media follower. She only has 4,500. She has 3 children, and yeah, it looks like she's friends with Ashley Pease, who also is another small person on social media. And then we have Madison Bontempo, Bobby Atloff, which is honestly insane. I did not. Oh yeah, she's dating basketball player Tyler Hawkins. Yeah. She's not Mormon. She just grew up very Christian. So they're just grabbing people. And I'm pretty sure Jennifer Affleck will be on there. They're just grabbing people at this point. Because I was like, I've never known Bobby Atloff to be Mormon. I feel like I would have known that about her. Hulu is also, like I said, this is the time if you like reality TV to get in with Hulu and subscribe. You know, they've been trying to get the subscribers back ever since that whole Jimmy. I'm like blanking on last names today. Like, please do not. I need to do a puzzle. Ever since the whole fiasco of trying to censor our man, okay, our guy, late night show host. You guys know who I'm talking about. I literally am blanking on his name right now. Oh my gosh. So yeah, there's this new show that Hulu's doing. They announced a couple of new shows in addition to the Mormon Wives. They announced Khloe Kardashian is bringing a new show, and this is going to be un-Kardashian related. This is going to be about her friend group. And you know what? I'm actually here for this because I know every single person that is a part of this. If you guys remember WAGs, I used to love WAGs. WAGs Miami, WAGs LA. It looks like a lot of the girls that are going to be on this new Hulu show called The Girls, which Khloe Kardashian is executive producing. I think she's going to be starring in it because he's going to be with her friends. So we have from WAGs, we have Nicole, we have the cousin sisters. They look literally alike, Olivia and Nat. I want Olivia to dye her hair back brown. She's still rocking this bleach blonde hair, and it's terrible. And of course, we have the twins, which are Khloe's best friends. Malika and Khadijah are going to be on there. And then we also have Yves, Eve, Bevs. I don't know how they say her name. She's like a redhead. She's gorgeous. And I know her to be Kim Kardashian's friend, but I also know she's like cool with the Kardashians. So I guess she's more so Khloe Kardashian's friend. And then did I mention Nicole from WAGs, who I did like, but I don't know if Nicole was from WAGs Miami or LA. I know the twin sisters were from LA. I think Nicole was from Miami. And I know she's married to that one grumpy guy that I did not like. But yeah, I'm excited for this. Another show that was announced that I don't think we need, House of Stassi. So it's going to be, I like the name. It's going to be Stassi's inner life. Katie Maloney will be on there. And then Bo, Stassi's man, will also be on there. I'm not sure if we needed that. A lot of people are still upset with Stassi about, obviously, the racist remarks from the past. Obviously, I do think, as a Black woman, people have a past, a present, and a future. I think in this business, you make mistakes. And I don't think one mistake defines your character. And I am saying that as a Black woman because I've said some ignorant stuff. And like I said, with the whole Stassi stuff, I did like Stassi initially on Vanderpump. But when that news did come out about her and the whole faith of it all, I was very devastated in her taking and Kristen's taking. Obviously, Kristen is back on the ballot, which I am talking about today. I want to mix it up today with some other shows to talk about in addition to Atlanta and Rhode Island. But like I said, Stassi has made it pretty known how sorry she is. I think she was trying to defend her friend, Brittany. And it's like, why are we trying to defend Brittany when it's like she still married the man, right? And I think they were ignorant. And I think, do I think they shouldn't work again? Do I think they should be blacklisted? No. That's how I feel about Tom Sandoval. I'm like, the stuff he did, you know, now if it come out, you saying, I don't know. I don't even remember what was said, you guys. I just know they called the police on Faith or whatever, alleging that she like stole or like did something. Now, if it's coming out that they were using the N-word and all of that stuff, that's a different story. I don't think that was ever reported. Do I think Stassi is a racist? Possibly. I think some of the people we are watching every day are racist. We can really talk about it. I'm not interested in watching it just because I don't think it'll be a good move for Stassi. I'm not interested in watching her life. And yeah, am I happy for her that she's back on screen? Go on, do your thing. Do I support Stassi? No, but I think it's good that she's getting a chance to work again in this business and move on in her life. Obviously, 2020 was a crazy chapter for her in the midst of all of that. And she has issued multiple apologies since then, so that's what we take it. But I mean, am I gonna watch it? No, unless I see a clip that's like really good and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll give it a chance. But no, I will not be recapping that. Kenya Moore, we have a lot of reality topics. I got one more after this, and then we're gonna talk some reality TV. Kenya Moore Hair Care has been evicted from her salon. Yikes is all I can say. The gag is there is a video of Britt Edie rolling by the salon, rolling down her window. So Housewives coded. I don't understand why she filed that lawsuit against Bravo. But I also think it is so corny for her to do that because it's like you couldn't even show up to the reunion. You went out so bad, Britt Edie, because you would have been on for another season had you shown up. She would have been on. Kenya Moore has been evicted from her hair salon. I never thought that was a good investment. Did it make sense for me? I'm trying to think, have I ever stood on record it made sense? I don't think it's ever made sense for me. Kenya Moore hair care is one thing, getting in stores is another. I don't understand. I remember looking up the salon. The hours were funky. I think she was only open like Tuesday through Thursday. She wasn't even open on the weekends. It was really confusing. It was like, is this a salon? Or do you just want to, like, it was a whole spa salon. And it was like, it wasn't fully staffed. There was no way she was going to be making the amount of money for that rent in that extravagant place. It was beautiful. There was no way without a Real Housewives of Atlanta check. She did not have a Real Housewives of Atlanta check. Had she had a Atlanta check, I do think possibly her salon would have still been open. She had owed at least $80K in rent. And I guess she had been disputing with the landlord for a while, trying to figure that out. I'm going to read the statement from Bossub, but she had been trying to work that out with the landlord. I guess it didn't work out at all. And now she has been evicted. So let's see. And honestly, when you go to her page on Instagram, it does say temporarily closed. So I don't know if she's going to move locations, but she says, let me see if I can find it on TMZ. I'm even seeing this Reddit from a year ago saying that it's been closed. It has been closed for a while. Let's see if TMZ had something. But I know she did post an Instagram. She posted an Instagram of her in Brooklyn running in Tokyo, Japan, and basically said, okay, so this is what she told TMZ. But she did make an Instagram post. This is what she told TMZ. She said, I've spent the last several weeks moving out of my salon as a result of my ongoing legal battle with the landlord, who has failed to reimburse me nearly $80K of my improvement funds I'm rightfully owed. My only recourse was to withhold rent and file a countersuit. I already have my outfit laid out for court, child. So that's what she's saying. So it was first being reported through court docs that showed that Kenya Moore, Vision Media, she had to pay nearly $88,000 in unpaid rent and utilities, split into two payments of roughly $44,000 each, and continue paying about $5,500 a month in rent unless she vacated the property. Not long after the ruling, the landlord claimed that Kenya's company failed to make the first court order payment by the deadline and asked the court to hand over immediate possession of the property. She did open Kenya Moore Hair Salon in 2024 and pushed back on allegations in court, claiming the landlord failed to make promised improvements to the space. Safe to say the salon drama appears to be far from a clean cut. And then obviously, like I said, there's a video. So there's a video of all of her stuff getting put out. She's saying she was the one that has been doing this, but it seems as though that was like the final day because all her stuff was out on the lawn. There's a video of Britt Eady rolling down her window, looking and then looking at the camera like, oh my gosh, like, Quad had something to say for Married to Medicine. Quad and Kenya are really good friends, and she said she does not like this. You know, do not prey on people's downfall. You know how Quad is. You know, Quad rides for her people. I say the video's funny, but the gag is, like I continue to say, is like, you literally failed to show up to the reunion last season when you could have cleared up a lot of stuff because you were like, oh, I'm suing Bravo. But it's like, I guess you're not that troubled by what happened with Kenya if you're pulling up to her salon to kind of make fun of her. Was it funny though? Yes. I mean, hey, I gagged because I'm like, I can't believe she actually is rolling by here and there's someone recording her rolling by here. But hey, we live. Okay, I'm about to talk about Rhode Island. Or let's talk about Atlanta really quick. Nothing really happened in Atlanta this episode. If I'm being completely honest, you guys, Atlanta, not giving. If you watch me on Instagram, you can see it's like, you know how you want to clock it? You want to clock it. I can't clock this season. I'm stopping it. I'm stopping. I can't clock it. That's the new thing. I just made it up. Now, Rhode Island, we can clock. Atlanta, we're not clocking. It's missing something. I don't know. Are they missing Sheree Whitfield like she was mentioned in the episode? Are they missing a Kenya Moore? I possibly think so, especially if we're not going to have Nene. I don't think Portia's doing a good job to watch Portia and Dennis fake fight on TV. Honestly, I don't even want to talk about this episode. I'd rather talk about Rhode Island, Beyond the Villa, and the Valley. This episode wasn't that good, but I'm going to give you guys the Spark Notes version of what was going on. We're going to talk about the biggest takeaways from this episode. So obviously we know that Pinky is filing for bankruptcy. She has a conversation with Kelly, and we learn that Kelly herself is considering filing for bankruptcy. She says one of her biggest things has been, you know, when she filed for divorce and everything went through, she had to recoup a lot of his stuff. So now she is in basically the hole. And then obviously with closing and opening a restaurant, owing money to the city, she says she also may be in that position to be filing bankruptcy. So don't be shocked if you guys see her filing bankruptcy. We also learn that Pinky is upset because Shamia has told her that Phaedra is saying that she has been eating meat, or she eats meat. Pinky is saying the only meat she eats is her husband, which is clear because they've had 3 kids back to back to back. She's on the board of PETA, so she can't be caught eating meat, obviously. Running the tape back, did Phaedra say she eats meat? No. However, Phaedra's past, which we're going to get into, has led us to believe that she possibly has said it. But if you run the tape back, she never said that. She said she has Jamaican restaurants that were serving meat. If you guys watch the episode, there is a scene where Kelly is getting there. She's trying to decide between 2 things on the menu. One of them is the Fussy Hussy. I can't remember the name of the other one. I love the name of this stuff. I definitely want to check out Slutty Vegan when I'm in Atlanta. And I actually may be in Atlanta in July. So I may be checking it out very soon. So there is a menu item, and she said one comes with bacon, one comes without. I was gagged. I was like, not a vegan restaurant serving bacon. Was Phaedra wrong? Because I'm pretty sure if you're vegan, you're not serving bacon. Unless is there vegan bacon? I don't know. So, in defense of Phaedra, as the attorney that Phaedra is, can you say that she's correct? You serve food. You have restaurants that serve meat. Like she said, I've known you for a while and you had a Jamaican restaurant that was serving meat. Shamia went back and told Pinky that Phaedra said she was eating meat. She never said that. She said, you've had restaurants that are serving meat. Let's skip to Phaedra really quick and Shamia. I guess Phaedra's like, well, I know for a fact Shamia doesn't like me. And then Shamia's like, I was not privy to that. Phaedra thinks that Shamia doesn't like her because there is a clip where people are asking, who would you rather, when the Godfather stuff was going on, they were like, when it comes to your two castmates that, involving the Godfather scam, who would you rather, or the two OGs, who would you rather be the godmother or the godfather? It was Cynthia or Phaedra. And she said Cynthia because she said, look at how Noelle's living. She's living perfectly. Phaedra took that as a dig towards her sons, the Prince and Aiden, that they aren't living well. I think she was a little too sensitive about it. She was like, you basically were talking crap about my children. I don't think Shamia was doing that. I honestly think that was a reach, Phaedra. So she, ever since then, she's like, basically, I know you don't like me because of you talking crap about my children. I don't think Shamia was talking trap. I don't think she was talking crap about your children at all. Relax, Phaedra. Relax. It wasn't ever giving that. Let's talk about Angela Oakley. Angela Oakley looks amazing. Face snatched, hair snatched. I mean, whoever's doing her wigs this season, that is a beautiful woman. Body on 10, is starting a fan line. And when I talk about celebrities and housewives doing lines, not the Dury and Lisa Rinna kind, when I talk about them doing things with their brands, I always say I want to see things that are more naturally aligned with you. I say for Brittany Cartwright, I will keep saying this. Maybe she will hear me one day. Brittany, your biggest L in life was not creating a hair extension line or a hair supplement, a hair care line. Because Brittany, even after having her child, and then even being pregnant, has always had beautiful hair. She has dyed her hair. She's going blonde right now. And her hair is just gorgeous. Not everyone has that type of hair. And I'm sure so many moms can relate to having beautiful hair and then losing it after. And I just think Brittany would make so much money if she went into hair, because you can say what you want about Brittany. Her hair has been flawless since she has been on reality TV. When I say flawless, I don't necessarily mean styled flawless. I just mean you can tell her hair is thick, full, and just beautiful. It is beautiful, thick hair. And normally when I see hair like that, like Kyle Richards, I'm like, do something with it. With Brittany, I feel like her hair is so healthy. Like, it looks amazing slick back and it looks amazing down. Or, how all the girls, the white girls, they love to run their fingers through the scalp. They want you to know these aren't extensions, I can't do the same. But Brittany's hair has been amazing. So when it comes to lines that make sense to me, Brittany, you should be doing that. Angela, I am so happy you were doing a fan line, because I'm sure so many hot women literally can relate to hot flashes. Like I said, my mom right now, in having a fan line, I think would sell really well. I hope she has learned from her past business experiences, because I don't know if Angela's a savvy businesswoman. It seems like she throws money at problems in hopes of solution, and then she ends up losing that money. So I don't know, but Charles was willing to go in. She needed $50K. She said, can you go in half? He said, hey, they shook on it. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this fan line was happening because it was just my mom's birthday and, Mother's Day is coming up. And I was actually going to get her an Angela Oakley fan, but I mean, the fan's not out yet. So I was just like, okay, maybe it'll be out next year. I don't know. But that, I'm really excited about that. What else happened? So Dennis and Portia get into it, and it's weird. I just think Dennis and Portia low key are suited for each other. They're both petty AF, and I just think she's still in love with him. And I think because of the public, she's so embarrassed to even get back together with him. She doesn't even trust that he will be faithful. I mean, he apparently has a whole girlfriend and he's still flirting with Portia. She accidentally called him babe. They got into it because he wants to know who got her the flowers. I guess flowers are a sensitive subject for him. Flowers and shoes or bags or something, she was saying. There was a huge bouquet of flowers, and obviously we know the guy that she's dating. She's dating a guy and a woman this season. The guy got him for her. This is an episode after she showed up to the premiere with the woman, and we know that she actually, with Sway, went to the Cardi B concert. So I think she's dating Sway now. But Dennis wanted to know who was on the flowers. Lauren, looking gorgeous, like really looking good. Portia's sister basically had to, wrestle with him to get the flower card out of his hand so he couldn't see it. I think it said, I miss you or I want you. It said something, honestly, bold. I think so, and I don't even think it was signed, or maybe it was. And yeah, then they got into it of like just her like, why would I tell you like you don't support my relationships? He was like, I always support you, but you just like look crazy. He's saying she needs to just sit down and stop dating right now. And I think he's right, or I think he wants to say, why don't you just date me? Like he's like, stop embarrassing yourself and just date me. But I don't think she'll ever date him because of how publicly he embarrassed her, especially when she was pregnant with Pilar. But I do think they love each other, and I wouldn't be shocked if 5 years from now Portia and Dennis are back together. Like, I just feel like Portia and Dennis are, I just feel like he really understood her, she really understood him, and obviously she's still thinking about him because the guy she's currently dating looks like his freaking cousin from another, you know, family tree. Like, it's giving cousin, but like, oh my gosh, like from a different family tree, like maybe from the dad's side, because like the bald, the beard. Dennis looked rough though. He definitely looked old, but I just know they still love each other. But I was just also like, why am I watching these two fight? And then also he was like in Simon's house. So like, is he okay with that now? I don't know. Let's talk about Pinky. Pinky is now telling her husband that she is filing for bankruptcy. And he's basically like, well, this is about to be a mess publicly. And she's like, I'm already on the news. So we already are seeing her husband's like, why do we have to? He's concerned about his image. Obviously, he's closing apparently $100 million deals for his cheesesteak. She said, look, I owe like X amount. I'm filing for bankruptcy for like 5 million or whatever. He's like, no, you're not, because I'm just going to give you the 5 million. Now, that for me would have been a thank you so much. For some reason, Pinky does not want to be indebted to her husband. And I think we're going to find out more as it goes on. This wouldn't be the first time a housewife or a woman would not want to be indebted to a man. For some reason, she does not want to borrow money from him. Some would say this is very supportive of him offering 5 million to so she does not have to go the bankruptcy route. We know that she apparently did go the bankruptcy route because we knew that just like in headlines now. So obviously she turned down his 5 million. He was very thirsty to get her to do this 5 million. He's like, please, like, let's not. And he didn't like that. He was just finding out about it. And I agree. I do think that it's wild that she is just telling him. But guys, like, we have to remember this is how much are they filming? And we're only seeing 2 minutes of these scenes. I genuinely think there is some reason she does not want to be indebted to him. Maybe he holds it over her head. Maybe he's the type to keep bringing it up. Maybe he's the type to be like, look, I'm gonna give you the 5 million with interest, There is a reason she feels like she cannot not rely. There's a reason she feels like she can't necessarily ask him for things. And I'm very curious for that, because even Kelly was like, look, God blessed you with a man to even help you and answer your prayer, right? And here you go, not offering it or not accepting it. So I'm very curious in that. I think, honestly, Pinky's one of my favorites. We see her in the next episode get into it with Angela, how she says she should have bought her homes. I don't know if she could have, because she's filing for bankruptcy, but we shall see. We also, I don't know if Cynthia likes Pinky, because yeah, the girls almost, we'll leave it at that. Let's move on to Rhode Island. I said I didn't want to talk about Atlanta. Talk about Atlanta for like 10 minutes. Let's move to Rhode Island. Another, see, we can clock that. It was another amazing episode. Okay, so this is what I'm getting from Rhode Island. I'm just going to give a quick diagnosis of what's going on in Rhode Island, because I do want to talk about Beyond the Villa, one issue on there, or 2 issues on there, and then I want to talk about the Valley, 1 issue, honestly. 2 issues on there. So we got 2 issues. We got 2 and 2. Bear with me. Make sure you guys give this episode a 5-star rating and leave a comment. If you're viewing me on YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment, period. Okay, Rhode Island. I'm seeing something happen. Rula is the type of girl that you tell her your man is cheating. Her man is cheating, and she's going to hold that against you. And because you already have been down that road with her, I wouldn't do it anymore. And I feel like Joellen's the type to keep bringing something up, because she's like, you really going to call me a liar? I'm going to bring up every instance I have. I'm going to prove to you that I have proof, all of this stuff. And I can see where it comes off as annoying, because Rula don't want to know. She don't want to know. So in this episode, the ladies are going to a polo match, and this really weird thing happens. Brian gets a call that his mom is in the hospital. They have to go to the hospital. They end up FaceTiming Rula. She's not even with Brian. During this time, we know that the mistress is apparently posting on Instagram, and Joellen's friend of the mistress is texting her saying he's about to go see her. She's like, what? He's supposed to be going seeing his mom in the hospital. We do know Brian and Rula are not together at this time. He apparently has dropped her off at the house while he went to the hospital. Keep in mind, in the start of the scene, he goes in with his wedding ring. By the time it's the end of the episode, he does not have his wedding ring on. It was in the car. Did he go to see the mistress instead of go seeing his mom in the hospital? I don't know. I have to watch Happens Live, because Rula was on there with Pinky, and Rula had first seed, okay? And she's talking about it. I'm assuming they're going to address some storylines, some timelines of where was his whereabouts within that. And then they were still able to join the group, for the polo match, which is super big in Rhode Island. I think that is very messy, but I'm saying with Joellen's, because like her and Rula had already met up in that episode, and she was like, I think he's still cheating. Like, you need to know this, all of this stuff. And Rula just doesn't want to hear it. She does not think he's cheating, and it's going through one ear and out the other. Like, she's really not interested in that. She doesn't believe it. However, we have that stuff coming out. Speaking of Rula and her husband, apparently he is suing his mistress currently for breaking the NDA after the affair. So he had his mistress sign an NDA, and she's been breaking it, obviously, because she does not care. So now that his alleged affair is airing out now during this season, apparently she's been hit with a lawsuit. The U.S. Sun has chosen not to name the woman involved in the alleged affair lawsuit. I really want to know what it is. So in the new lawsuit, so this was filed April 13th. I meant to talk about this last Toxic Tuesday. Materially breached and continues to breach the confidentiality and non-disparagement provisions of said agreement by making public statements and social media posts. Brian said in his new suit, as a direct and proximate result of the defendant's breach of contract, Brian has been damaged and continues to incur damages. He also said that What else did he say? He has demanded that the woman be ordered to comply with the previous agreement, that she be stopped from making any further public comments on the matter, and that she pay him damages without the amount being left up to the court. Yeah, so he's basically suing her right now. So we're going to see that also play out. RHOA claims that she has a tracker and he goes to the gym every morning. Joellen's like, does he look like the type to go to jail? So I like Joellen, but I think at a certain point, if she wants to play oblivious that her man is not cheating on her, I just think at what point do we just be like, okay, though she's like, these text messages are manufactured, like she's known for using AI. If you're showing her like real plausible stuff and she's still not believing it, I think at what point do we just chop it up to, ignorance is bliss, right? Like she just don't want to know. I just wouldn't have even gotten any more involved. Something else happening in Rhode Island. We're seeing Kelsey and Rosie's fight kind of start again. And I'm actually on Rosie's side. I know a lot of people don't like Rosie. I don't know. I like her maybe because she's a former TV newscaster. And that was like my chosen career path before I realized it was a dead end because they were trying to send me to Indiana on a $30,000 salary. And I wasn't even in front of the camera. That's another day we'll talk about. Anyway, I have a connection with newscasters. Anyway, yeah, so basically Kelsey is upset because she does hair, makeup services, and, she's like, if I do want to leave my man, I need to make money. I need to start hustling. So she's doing Ashley. She's like, I appreciate you even making a post. She's like, I've done Rosie's and she's never made a post. What we learn is that Rosie was trying to help the girl out because I guess she had just got her certificate license or whatever. And she's like, hey, like, can you do this? Or can you do my hair? Or, like, just trim me up? Or like, can you do my makeup? So she went to her 2 separate times just to kind of bond with her and try to get to know her. And I guess the first time it was kind of awkward. And she was like, I'm going to pay you. And then Kelsey was like, I'm not going to pay you. But she like still Venmo'd her. Just because, it's like a nice thing to do, right? It was common courtesy. And so I guess she tried to give it another chance, like to really bond with Kelsey. And she said it was just awkward and she still Venmo'd her. She said she didn't realize. So Kelsey is now saying like it's an issue because she didn't even offer to post her. And I think maybe it's because Kelsey is, the anchor, the TV newscaster around town. So maybe she really would have appreciated that, shout out, but she's not getting it. In my opinion, I think Kelsey should have just asked because I think for Rosie, she's like, I'm just coming to you trying to forge a friendship with you. I'm not trying to make this a social media thing because then you're going to think I'm not genuine about trying to build our friendship. So I actually understand what Rosie's saying completely. She's like, I want us to actually form a friendship. I don't want this to be about a social media thing. But Kelsey also should have just asked her, hey, I don't need your money. What I would appreciate is if you shout me out. I don't understand why she wouldn't say that. If she did Venmo you, if you don't want her money, why don't you say, I would appreciate a shout out? You know what's crazy? I got my sunglasses fixed. I'm so glad I did. The lenses popped out and they wouldn't pop back in. These are my favorite sunglasses. I can't find them anywhere. I've looked. I got them on Pretty Little Thing, probably like circa 2020, and so I've broken them twice. And every single time I've broken them, I've gotten them fixed because I get so many compliments on them, all this stuff. And the one time I got them fixed, they actually had to fix them, like with the lens or whatever. It was totally fixable. Thank the Lord. I was like, oh my gosh, how much do I give you guys? There was some place in the mall. Those fixer up places. They're always trying to fix the stuff and they always it come in handy. And I was like, how much is it? And the guy was like, nothing. He's like, just leave a 5-star review. I'm so sorry, guy. Like, I forgot to leave a 5-star review, but shout out to him. Sometimes that's all people want. Like, if you've asked and then she still didn't do it and she went to you twice, that's different. From my understanding, Kelsey has never asked Rosie to make an Instagram post. But I think Ashley just does it because Ashley has that many followers because she's part of Bachelor Nation, And Kelsey should just speak up next time. Kelsey should just speak up and say, hey, Rosie, I appreciate the money, but I would more appreciate an Instagram shout out, especially in this business. Case solved. I think Kelsey's reaching. I think she's reaching. I don't think it's necessary. Rhode Island, another amazing episode. Before I end today, I normally go to an hour, which I'm hitting right now. I have to talk about Beyond the Villa really quick because I don't know if it was good for our girl Amaya to go on Beyond the Villa and Iris and Hannah and them. They're being deemed as mean girls because Bella Dash A is saying she feels very excluded. This is my take on it. I think Bella, you literally only spent, I think, 5 days in the villa and you were still trying to cling on to these friendships. I think you cling on to who you cling on, just like the Casamore girls cling on to who they cling on. Clark obviously fits in with both groups, like the OGs or whatever. But really, Clark is all about her man, her man, her man. That's all she really cares about. She's very male-centered. So it's like she doesn't really get a bad rapport because it's like she's just concerned about Taylor and his well-being. I think that Bella is frankly just too nice. And I do think she's a pick-me. I think she's constantly trying to bring the group together, but I think she's constantly trying to see the guy's perspective. And it's like, honestly, Brian and Pepe are like, you should not be trying to see their perspective. However, you could say the same thing because it took Amaya a while to cut off Huda. Even I don't think she cut Huda off until she used that N word, and that's when she finally cut her off. And then it's kind of like if you're cool with Alandria, you so cool with Clark and Taylor. That was the issue with Shelly. So it's just like y'all all are a bunch of hypocrites. But this whole Amaya and them are mean girls. I personally don't think they are mean girls. I think that you just click with who you click with. Bella, let's be real, she's kind of weird. She's kind of weird. She talks in I am half the time. Bring it on. What is it? All or nothing, you guys know. She talks in I am. She talks like a walking gif or meme. She's kind of weird. I don't know what she's talking about half the time. And she's always trying to see everyone's perspective. It's kind of like she's AI. So it's like, I understand if you guys are just kind of like, she's not my cup of tea. I don't know. Since when does that make us being a mean girl if someone's not our cup of tea, right? Like, she's not your cup of tea. I don't think Bella is my cup of tea. I don't think Iris is my cup of tea either. She's kind of like a boring sponge, a dry sponge. Like, I don't see anything of Iris. I don't see how she made it to the finals. Like I said, honestly, it's crazy. Clark is more my cup of tea now. I didn't like her during the show, maybe because my blind allegiance to Alandria, which will continue to happen, but I just didn't like how that whole situation went down. But I misdirected my anger from Clark from Taylor. I don't like how Taylor did it, and I didn't like how Shelly acted. I have a problem with Shelly. Getting to know Clark, and that was going to be my second point before I wrap up, was that I actually like Clark, and I think her and Taylor are trying to figure out where the relationship will go because she is trying to move to LA. But the thing is like, girl, she still has her corporate job, which I think is like a smart girl. And then she's doing all that stuff on side. She takes care of Taylor a lot, especially when he got injured, ran over by that buffalo or whatever. She takes care of him. And then she's like, I don't know if Oklahoma is for me. And I think that's okay. I think people can want different things in a relationship, and you have to decide if you want to compromise on that or if you guys should go. I think Taylor's super young. He has his life planned out. He wants to get his doctorate. He wants to take care of animals, wants to live on a farm so he can pee outside. I'm not for that. You have a city girl. You have a city suburban girl. I don't want to be with someone that wants to live on a farm and pee outside. And I think Clark is very much like me. She's like, okay, this was cute. Thanks for the horse. But there's more to life than this. And I think it's okay that she don't want to settle down and be popping out some hillbilly kids. Like, I think it is okay. I know they are still posting together currently on TikTok. I would say something if I knew they weren't. Maybe they'll break up soon. I think Clark, you will be fine without Taylor. I think Taylor may need to just find him a normal woman that is not influencing, that wants to have his children and wants to live on a farm and cater to his every move, because it just seems like that's what he wants. It's so funny because it's like, I genuinely think that Alandria is right where she needs to be. Never saw it for her and Taylor. And I think Clark is getting to where she needs to be. She was at Coachella in a blonde wig and she looked beautiful. I think she will soon realize you don't need Taylor. And I think it'll just be a relationship in the 20s that you talk about. Moving on to the Valley. The men prove every day why the I need to stop. I was about to say something mad wild. Let's just say they're proving every day why women are single. We have your children, and because we don't want to F you after having your children, because we are literally going through postpartum, because we feel disgusting about our bodies, we just birthed a baby, and now our body is literally the source for someone else. You don't feel like yourself. That's what I hear. I've never had children. Because of that, you now are partying hard. You don't want to, help take care of the children. You prove every day why women opt to be single. Danny and Luke's behavior, specifically more so Luke, because I don't think I think Nia, y'all on y'all fourth kid, I feel like she should have been nipped that in the bud. You know what I mean? Danny, I just think he's very aloof. I think he's sometimes a blonde. He's dazed. He's confused. He isn't ill-intentioned. When I look at Luke is someone that's like, I've done all this for you. Now what are you going to do for me? He's someone that needs to get even. He's someone that needs to even out the playing field. That's a scary type of guy. He's like, I moved here from Colorado, left my whole family. And now I'm not able to have a tough time because you just birthed a kid. It is the most self-righteous piece of crap I've ever heard. Kristen's not effing him, and he wants to leave the relationship, or he wants to go get effed somewhere else. Because if he's not now, he will very soon. I can tell by the way he's talking. I don't think Danny would, or maybe he will, and maybe that's why they said he was hitting on Jasmine's girlfriend. I don't know. I look at Luke and I see someone that's on the verge of cheating. He's staying out. And he was never a partier before. I don't know. And it looks like he kind of resents Kristen for uprooting his life. And it's like, no one told you guys. That's why I'm like, nobody told you guys to have children. Kristen just wanted to have a kid because her clock was ticking. And I just think women should stop doing that. Should stop rushing in these relationships to have a kid just because your clock is ticking. You need to really know this person. Like, yeah, it's nice and all, but is this person going to really be here for you when you're pregnant and after you're pregnant, And that's why I think Danny and Nia are just hitting a bump. I think he is so overly stimulated with the new home. And he's like, yes, and he thinks everything's good. In Santa Clarita, which is apparently like super far. And I think he feels like pretty fine. I think Nia is going to have to be the type to really tell him how she feels, which she is trying. But I think off camera, because I can tell she want to get into his butt and be like, dude, this ain't all jokey. Let's talk about Brittany and her attraction to losers. This man that she know from Kentucky, she met him at Hooters. She done brought him on the show, and he is thirsty for the spotlight. He is stirring the pot. He is running back, telling what Lala said in the car and running it back to tell Jasmine. And then claiming to Jasmine that he didn't say that. He is running amok. He is thirsty. He is fame hungry. And he apparently has 3 different baby mamas. And he is now the boyfriend of Brittany. I think Brittany jumped into that relationship very fast. But Brittany is another person. I compare her to Amanda Batula. She is someone that finds her self-worth in the men she is with. And if this is the man you are with, which is low vibrational constantly, you're never going to outgrow that. And I will say, the valley is very slow. A lot of people aren't really watching. A lot of people are over it. I started watching it because I wanted to binge it. So I'm like 4 episodes out. I'm like, period. It's okay. I will say they might need a Jax Taylor, because Jax Taylor made that show very interesting. And I feel like with Brittany, do I think she can carry a show on her back? No, I do not think she can. Hair's gorgeous though. Outfit's not. But she is now finding herself in another manipulating relationship, because she went from, I don't need to be in a relationship with this guy, to, oh, we're in a relationship now. And this man is stirring the pot. He's messy. And I don't trust his intentions. I don't. So I hope she doesn't get screwed over, and I hope she does not become the fourth baby mama. Also, we're seeing Janet and Jason kind of on the redemption arc. Now, personally, I am with Danny. There is no way you can apologize to me now when you've called me basic. She said that he was, I'm sorry guys, trigger warning, a rapist. Did she not use the term rapist or sexual? I think she said rapist. There is no way we are coming back to that on the show, off the show. There's no way. So for them to all try to get Danny and Nia to accept this new Janet and Jason, I personally wouldn't be buying it either. But that is my genuine thoughts on that. I find it interesting that Ariana Madix has listed Janet as one of the people on the Valley she's the closest to, along with Kristen. I find that really interesting. Janet's in therapy. I don't think it's working. Her Ozempic's working though. But yes, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Toxic Tuesday. Next week will be my not final episode. It'll be my last episode before my move and stuff, and then I'll be on vacay. But I'll talk more about that next week. We live in the now. Yeah, that'll be a next week episode. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Toxic Tuesday. Until the next time, bye.